Hi there, we are back for another episode of Shadowbringers. In this episode I want to do the level 74 magical DPS role quest. And we are here in Amarang at X 25.8, Y 16.4, Z 1.2. And we have to talk to Zarek. Echoes of the past. Zarek wears a flustered expression on his face. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy is awake and seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from or just how he managed to get swallowed up into the void. In fact, other than his own name, Tainor, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you, eats my half-assed cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurting inside and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggest that he go for a stroll around Motsuk in the hopes that the sights might help to jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check up on him? Do not tell me you are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Well, I'll be damned. The boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Dana here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I came from. Only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what reused me from my slumber. If the hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible, or is it? You'd be surprised. Don't be ridiculous. You would be surprised. You know something I don't, friend? Worry not. I won't pry for details. Ah well, no sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely finding the boy here a home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You would truly do that for me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Ha! It's no burden at all. Besides, if we can figure out just who you are and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you are an orphan all alone in this world with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yet, this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Who this master of yours is and whether you are of their blood or simply received their tutelage, this I cannot say, but either way I'm certain they are worried sick about you. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it. Then let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Motsuk and the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tainer's description. Which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him and see if he's heard any helpful rumors. Speak to the merchant. There. Rumors of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Motsuk, I stopped over at the inn at Journey's Head. There I meet an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin-eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody hells could it be? If the sin-eater that attacked the poor man was Phronesis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father. We must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that the man is there is no point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn and see what the carers there can tell us. So let's see. The inn. Oh there, I hear there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him right here. I fear there must be some mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him right here. What? So it wasn't my father after all? This boy with you, huh? He too has been separated from his family? Just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped. Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others are my family? But of course, yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed, it's not. Guess that means either myself or Sweet here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me take my mind off things. Not a bad idea, if the lad doesn't mind. I reckon Tainer would rather be with someone of his own age. Take his mind of things. Speaking of which, how is the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Thanos as well. Don't get me wrong, friend, I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads and a deadly sin-eater still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead or worse than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch over after Tainer for the time being. Get back on the hunt and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Is there not more we can do? Very well, but we must see that he is safe. Yes, the second. That goes without saying. Let us have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He's a kindly enough chap and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able guardian. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision and I intend to take responsibility for it. Bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts and Tainer's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin-eater. Then I said, my dad was attacked by a sin-eater and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turn into a sin-eater too? Tainer's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him, shut up, just shut up. I bet you're turning into a sin-eater already. Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing? Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for feeling a bit on edge. But we must hurry and find Tainer before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west and you take the east. And be careful out there. When I heard the clamor of battle, I feared the worst, but I see that you have everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Forgive me, I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories, and then I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as much. You suffered no direct wounds. You are in no more danger of turning into a sin-eater than Sweet or me. Is that so? That's good to hear, but I must apologize to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that he was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad, and you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There is still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know of me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. Now it's your turn, Taina. And do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Your command of magic is the equal of my own. If I can succeed, there is no reason why you cannot. Free your mind and of worry and focus. Thank you, Nilbert. I shall try my best. Wicked White. Are you alright, sweet? I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains, my head hung low in shame. Then Nilbert turned to me with a smile and heartening words. Nilbert, why does the name sound so familiar? I reckon we've much to discuss, but not in this godforsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. Tainer, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to live in the Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit. I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. I knew that you two would work things out. Now, let us return to Motsuk. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. Yeah. As I saw it first, you fainted all of a sudden. When you came to, a portion of Tainer's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? The power to look into the past, huh? And you're certain that what Sweet described matches up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend, Nilbert, that was with you that day. He's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Phronesis, one of those goddamned warriors of light. If he was just a young child in your memories, that means that what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence, another boy with the same name. But no, judging from the formidable command of magic, we can only assume it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Nilbert and myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole to another world and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for their task. Nilbert and myself were the two they chose. You can't be serious, and yet that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Nilbert did it, could also explain why you were able to survive in there all that time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? I cannot say for sure, and yet my memories, they are slowly coming back to me. In time, I may be able to help you find a way to close the hollows. You'd be a lifesaver if you could, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering after all. In the meantime, don't worry. Sweet and I will see that you're safe. I thought Tainer was just a victim of the Sin Eater. To think he was actually friends with the man himself, back when he was still a man. This can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronesis. We must keep him safe and not let him out of our sights. Besides, look at how hard he is trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. But we can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of Tainer's memories to come back to him. That is to say, if it's all right with you, lad. I'm so sorry. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Look, lad, I've only known you a short while, but I can tell you have a good heart and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you face even now. But I want you to promise me this: no more apologies. You are no burden to us, not in the least. You are a valuable member of our band, and as long as you are willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, sweet? I see. Thank you, Ceric. Thank you, sweet. I will aid your quest in whatever way I can. Now that's more like it. We are counting on you, lad. Okay, complete. So that was the level 74 quest. Let's have a look. The next quest, Nilbert's Lament, is a level 76 quest, and we can go further with this magical DPS quest line when we have a mage class at level 76. So that was it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!